Hey all, this is Ursa and welcome back. Welcome back to our fun time, known as They Are Billions. Now on the peaceful lowlands, so peaceful. At medium population and normal challenging difficulty, it's 100 days, surviving 100 days. So, about 120%, good times overall. Trying to work to unlock the next map, which is the Frozen Wasteland, which should be oodles and oodles of fun, let me tell you what. But here we're thinking of expanding west at some point too, so we're kind of just digging out. So it looks like 3 hordes indeed hath been survived, and that's totally fine by me. Definitely, really? We stuck that in there? We really wanted that one, huh? Okay. Anyway, we're still working on this house. We have our second city up, so we're always going to clear that area out and see if we can expand westward as well. I'm going to gate there because this early on doesn't really matter. But yeah, so now the goal is, now we have the second city built, to build up the eco, make sure that all the stuff that overlaps with bank and market is actually relatively high tier. Otherwise we will be a little bit behind. Knowing what Banshee running up has got headshotted beautifully. After you've lost many a unit to Banshees and Spitters, like, you'll particularly relish just watching snipers headshot the shit out of all of them. It's gonna be beautiful. But yeah. So constantly doing eco here. It's going to be very wood heavy doing this stuff, by the way. So if you think 50 wood per turn is enough, you are mistaken. But we do what best we can. Until you get all your cottages up, you'll constantly be sucking down wood, and it's kind of ridiculous. So it'll be a little while, be a little ways. We wanted to double wall off this permanently. Is that what we wanted to do, really? Okay, that's cool, I guess. I guess we had a gate back there, but no longer. We have no more resources to build the stone. Now we can get more stone out here. I think we're just doubling up everywhere at this point. We want to make sure that we don't get hit. But then we drain the main city building here. That's really where all the big nasties come out of, as far as the city's concerned. Not like the random Banshee that comes in from the east, like, hey, look, there's stuff here. We're going to grab some of these resources and come back and kind of see what we're still playing with. But most of these houses are drained, as you can see. So we're about to clear this city. And that's going to be nice and easy. It's one less for us to deal with, one less to kind of pull in extra nasties when a horde decides to come a-knockin', which it does, with alarming frequency. So, all good. We're also going to claim the oil pit thanks to that. We can put a couple more walls in front of the oil pit to double it up, and it'll be fine. But we're doing okay. I'm pretty content with that. I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling pretty good. Oh, the Ballista can still do this, and that is amazing. So Ballista basically one-shots everything, save fatties. And fatties, they just get knocked back a bit, and then they get killed. Looks like we had one ranger at 1 HP thanks to the Banshee. She's doing alright. She's going to run back a little bit, though, because that's a little scary for me. I don't want to lose veteran rangers. That would be awful. That is Tatarabads, as I would like to put it. And we have a new foundry available, which is nice. We can go and start dropping that down if we feel like it. Ooh, that Ballista's doing work. It's doing work. Snipers, move up, buddies. You guys are sitting back too far. Get up there and do some work. Y'all need to kill some stuff. It's going to be glorious. Now, once this is down, we have plenty more, how do we put it bluntly? Oh, really? Snipers don't one-shot spitters? Buff spitters recently? Goddamn. I thought snipers one-shotted pretty much everything but fatties. They don't one-shot spitters, son of a bitch. Okay, well, that's good to know. Spitters are tougher than they look. We just need more energy for foundry, which we do want to kind of quickly get. We're going to take up to the next level, which will be pretty good. If only had mill room. If I only had a mill. We're trying to think of maybe do we need to save that for farm space or not. But we have plenty of farm space on this map to work with, so it's unlikely we'll need to secure that particular position. So putting down the mill is not a problem, yes. That gate, of course, impeding all our potential actions here. But yeah, we need more power, so we're going to drop some more mills down. As long as you have, I mean, you're always going to need to build more mills, so ain't no problem, ain't no thing, just dropping a bunch down. It's just the way it goes. We get more workers up, but ideally we want to get the foundry down. At day 38, it's a pretty early foundry. I mean, I would say like early, isn't like, damn, it's so early, I can't believe we did it. No, it's a relatively quick foundry that I'm pretty happy with. Like, that's something that if you hit like that by day 38, day 40, you're doing pretty good. So, kind of not like amazing, not like jaw-droppingly, oh my god, your macro is so good, but like, legit, that's a really comfy position to be in. So if we can take up the foundry stuff pretty quickly, that's really good. Start getting oil out, because that's more money also. And we start building the advanced buildings, such as advanced farms if we really are short on space, advanced quarries if we're short on a particular kind of resource. You should be dead by now. Thank you. Yeah, we're just going to make sure we can cover ourselves here. But yeah, the city's going down super quick. And the nice part about, like I said, knocking down a city is these massive resource windfalls that you're going to get as soon as that happens. And that's all honky-dory. Why do we do that? No, you want to save it for the foundry. Save it for the foundry. You are going to screw up everything. Yeah, don't upgrade that. Not yet. Get the foundry done, guys. All past selves. Come on now. Let's take a sip of official They Are Billions beverage. I don't really think we have an official one, but hey, you know, whatever it happens to be in my hand at the moment is the official one, so whatever that is, they gave me some free ones. I might even tell you what it is, but they didn't, so who cares? I don't. It's okay. But yes, the next question is, now that we can clear cities with roughly what I would call efficiency, question mark, we can probably go ahead, move on to bigger, better things, namely like more cities, but until that happens, we're just going to have to do the best we can. Shore it up, baby. Shore it up. Give me some more stone walls. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just like that. Oh, baby. Just like that. Yeah, you know, it's you gotta try to make this exciting, right? You gotta try to make this engaging for the fans. And the answer is, you know, sometimes you gotta make walls sound a little erotic. And, you know, I'm not ashamed. I'm comfortable with myself enough to say when a big, large stone wall rising in front of me gets me slightly engorged. It's the way it goes. He doesn't go wait for that one. We can probably get the gold right now because it's sitting right there on the ground for the taking. But instead, there's zombies in the way. So we're busy slaughtering that for the moment. We can totally get the gold. Now we have the gold. Put the foundry down, baby. Do. Put the foundry down, baby. So I put the foundry down song. That's the wrong place. That's the right place. Go. Alright. And there's no room for the foundry. Of course there isn't. Why would there be? That would be logical. It's hilarious. They have nowhere to put the foundry. It's just these little things about the game. It's just like, this is literally the only place we can put it. We can't even because there's a hunter's cottage right there. Oh, that's so funny. Goodbye. Screw food. We're okay. I mean, this is not an altogether terrible decision. The neat part is we have all our tech buildings right next to each other. We have the wood, the stone, and the foundry workshop people. I wonder if they have different unions. They're like pissed at each other. Like, you're working with minerals that are purely refined. Why dare you work with iron? We work with pure stone as its natural form. And then the wood people are like, why are you working with earth when you can work with things that used to be alive, man? And I don't know. The unions, it's just one of those things in life that you will learn to appreciate when you get older. And all the negatives that come along with them. Anyway, fun times. As it were, we're almost done upgrading our city to cottages. Yay, that means stone houses are next, but that costs a lot of power and a lot of food, and she's gonna die. Ooh, got her on the flyby. She was rolling it, and the snipers just got a beat on her. So that is every single place up to a cottage, which gets us to this level. You get a free radar tower, or a free executor. Yeah, thank you. I'll take that. Giant Gatling gun versus a, hey, they're coming from all sides kind of radar tower. No, I'll take the thing that actually kills stuff, thanks. That would be good. Hello. Why are we getting all this stuff? Probably to enable research, I suppose. Or what are we going to spend all the gold on? What are we spending all the gold on? That's a really good question. Oh, yeah. Stone house. Yeah, we should probably do both of those. Yeah, no, that's probably right. I thought we had a research stone house already. Answer is we did not. And you're going to double up the walls here for obvious reasons. We don't want a horde coming from there, breaking through our weakest point there and just going directly and eating our houses. Enemies are too close. It means there's something directly next to the canyon that we need to deal with. The soldier, of course, will get that done. While the main force actually does work, the soldier goes ahead and cleans up the rest. He does his job diligently, and for that we thank him. But yeah, so this is nice. We're clearing our first city at around day 40. It's not bad. I mean, that's a pretty good pace to have, I think, especially when you have the requisite materials for it. Getting that nice boost up to foundry tech because of basically the stuff that was on the ground. It's pretty cool. Already maxed out on iron, and like I said, we're going to leave a lot of that on the ground so we don't over convert it to gold. Like, that's the best way to say it. We'd be selling it in the marketplace effectively. So we don't want to do that. We want to save that for later because we will need iron in an absolute buttload later when we start building Titans, start building executors and things of that nature. So not so cheap. Do not put that there. Are you insane? Are you mad? We're all a little mad here. Now we can do it because we will wall it off. It's fine. But what we're going to do actually, yeah, this is the plan. We're going to build some walls We may use the ballistas, like I said, to start knocking down the City of Doom and maybe draw some evil into this. It'll be pretty hilarious if we can do that with just ballista power, given how docile the AI zombies seem to be here, which is a little weird. No access to energy, which means we can lock that down that way. Do it. Oh my god, Dad. No, I think we're locked down there already. That's fine. And we're going to go ahead and... Oh, we're going to put one here. Why did we do that? Put it closer to the City of Doom, bro. Bro, you don't even know. Why would you do it there? Already covering this. Why would we do it that way? I have no idea what the plan is. Oh, we don't even need to put one there. That's what we're saying. We just claimed a little bit of land. Probably be happier with another ballista there. But it'd be pretty cool if we can knock the city down with the buildings with just ballista power, wouldn't it? Be cool. The thing you'll see, though, there's a neat trick about using ballistas for that, actually, which you'll notice later. I'm going to save you the spoiler alert for another time, because it is kind of neat. And witnessing it is probably cooler than just being told about it. Hey, Banshee. I know they're called Harpies. I call them Banshees. For some reason, I cannot get that out of my head. So that's what's going to remain, unfortunately. Where is that thing that we need to kill? Oh, 2 of these guys. Oh, 4 of these guys. Ballista support. Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Okay, so we're locked up. It's nice. Don't need that one. Very good. Come back. You did your job. I like how the soldiers... I like the fact these are all-purpose guy. He just kind of just gets the job done. When everyone is out doing the big heavy lifting, he's like, I'm here. I'll take care of it. It's all good. It's all good. We appreciate diligence here. We appreciate diligence and paranoia. So it fuels the colony. We're trying to get rid of all this stuff now. We're like, this is not symmetrical and this is inappropriate for us. I'm checking to see if we can get in. Nope, that wall closed. Very good. And that giant ass arrow is suspended in midair as the zombie's vague looking up, going, as that arrow is definitely on course for his cranium. I'm gonna look forward to seeing that connect and make myself feel better about myself. So now we have a wall that's more or less symmetrical. Yay! Was it worth the 20 minutes that it took to set that up? I'm not sure. Maybe later it'll pay off when we actually don't get invaded and we have an extra wall there. Who knows? All these decisions being made, yet how many are actually significant in the long run? The answer is probably most of them. Because every little bit helps here, and every little bit hurts sometimes. But I feel like we can get more houses in Edgewise, actually. Like, I think the market overlap would be better. We can shoot up that way. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Like, why don't we use ballistas to knock that city down? That seems like a great idea. The answer is, it is a great idea. Yeah. Build that wall out a little further. Tezzy up. We're just going to tile up ballistas toward the city and have it die. That's the plan. Like I said, there's a neat little effect to that. It's going to be very, very sexy. I think we can maybe reach it from there. We'll see. But that side is not, that's a lot less concerning. Either way, don't go ahead and pick up the iron. I mean, the stone. That would be unfortunate. We decided to do it anyway. I guess we could say we use it because we are expanding the walls. We do want to knock down that last building if possible. We're checking on the research progress effectively. So, like, can we build stone houses yet? And the answer is yeah, probably, but it'll take a little while. We're probably going to start moving over to hitting down that other city. I know there's still that building out there, but like I said, they don't act as constant generators. Like, they have just a set amount of stuff they release over time, and when they're drained, they're drained. So knocking the city down is a nice bonus. Yes, windfall for you, but if you don't need to knock it down at the moment, there's no harm in just letting it sit. It won't up and keep spitting out zombies. It just doesn't work that way. Yeah, put one there. That's fine. We're going to be tiling back as it is. Yep, very good. And again, you will find there is an art form to mill distribution and power generation. It's just, you can't get away from it. It's probably the single most annoying part of the game for me. So, yeah. Learn to love it, and that way you won't want to kill yourself as much when you have to do it all the freaking time. Doubling up the walls. She put a second wall behind there, so we can double up in front, but that's the detail there. I managed to neglect. Hope it doesn't bite us in the ass at some point. Yeah, she put another wall. Why not? Can't see anything anyway. Yeah, we can't do it there, so just put it back. Just put it back one. It's fine, homie. It is fine. I like how we're like so concerned about this area, just building up the walls, and we literally like we have cities to clear, but no, we're gonna like just watch this one ballista grow until that city dies. Oh, I love criticizing my own stuff, but yeah, we wanted some more farmland. Basically, was the issue. We're kind of low on food. 14 on a pinch. That's really the only place Yeah, it's really the only place we can drop any farm worth it. Well, we did 38 there. It's not altogether too bad, actually. Yeah, 38. Go up one, you numbnuts. There was a 38. Yeah, that's it. 48. Oh, goddamn. Even better. Are you kidding me? There's a 48 right there we didn't notice? Jeez. Jeez Louise. It's pretty good. I like it. I like it. Get our people fed. Let my people grow. Alright. Go ahead and... Ooh, it's a nasty little dude. You got 20 iron for no good reason. Didn't mean to. But that city's going down. Finally, the last building falls to the mighty arrows of Our Ladies. Yays, yays. And now there's nothing stopping us from going after the next city, which would be nice. Now, foundry research. You can spend some money. Oil platform is likely the first thing you need to build to research, because everything else requires oil unless you want to go directly to engineering center, which it doesn't. Advanced quarries don't require oil, if I remember correctly. Advanced farms do. Executors, I don't know if they do. I don't think they do. They don't. But engineering center doesn't. But primarily you want the oil for the farms, and you want the oil for maintenance of titans, and a little bit of greasing the squeaky wheel at the beginning of building the titan, of course. But beyond that, really, it's the 2 oil per titan maintenance, 1 oil per Thanatos maintenance. So getting the oil platform up early is a good idea, and it's also another set of income from the marketplace when you max out on oil. Stop taking the iron. Oh my god, why would you do that? Pretty sure I'm cursing myself for misclicking the movement, but alright. Banshee's incoming. Banshee's punching things, but not for much. Another one. You'll learn to hate harpies, especially if they come in groups of like 10, which I have seen. They're almost as bad as spitters. Not quite as bad as spitters, but pretty damn close. They're just evil incarnate. It's just, they just latch onto something and murder it. Basically, they can bring a lady down to, I think, 1 HP with 1 strike. So they don't insta-kill them, but they get pretty damn close. So you really can't screw around when Banshees are on the field. You just gotta go, 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 go. They're nasty. Super nasty. That ballista actually doing something? Oh, it is. Ah, see. Now, this is what I wanted to show you. The trick of attacking Cities of Doom with ballistae. When you use ballista and not units, and again, I'm not sure if this is intended behavior, but when you use ballista and not units, the city does not spawn extra zombies, and as far as I understand it, the city... the building in the city dies without unleashing its zombie load. Like, those zombies are just dead when the building falls. So, actually, dropping a City of Doom with a ballista and just kind of, I guess, towering forward, kind of the old Warcraft 3 style of like offensive tower building, doing that to take down a City of Doom when you either don't have the units to do it otherwise, or are otherwise engaged and just don't have anything else and have a lot of extra resources to play with. It's not an altogether bad strategy, honestly, if you have one close to you and you can go ahead and to afford to build out that far. And here we're getting the wood because we really don't need that much wood. We're making a crap ton anyway, so we're just going to use it. It's not one of those precious resources. The ones I do tend to leave on the ground and really make a point of leaving on the ground is stone, especially if you're doing a big expansion. And you need that for walls primarily. But then after that, definitely iron and definitely oil you want to leave on the ground, because that's precious late game. And you will need every ounce you can. Oil, I think less so, because once you have rigs, they kind of do produce a lot. But iron, especially iron, it's brutally important to keep a good float of that when you need to crank out Titans or Thanatoses or upgrade a couple Executors, because nothing is worse than seeing a Horde coming for you and then looking at it and going, oh, crap, I haven't got iron, have I? And you're sitting there with like 2 or 3 ballista against a pile of fatties and Executives. You're like, yeah, we're probably dead. Not good, mans. Not good, homies. But, whatever. Here, we're getting some more food out of the tiles as we can. 13 looks dandy to me. So we're going to drop that 13 down like a boss. Do it. Do it now before I pounce you. We were just trying to avoid the blocking a second ballista should that need occur. But here we go. We took down 3 buildings of a city with just a ballista with no new enemy spawns. So that's 1 city down from earlier this turn on day 38, roughly 39 was when it was done. Second city now in progress. As you can see, we did spawn a bunch from the city already, purely because of the combat to the east. They were part of the welcoming committee for us. So this one's going to be a little bit easier to kill because we've drained a lot of it. Now, we've only drained some of the early buildings. There's actually more here than we expected. So this is going to take a little longer. But now we're working on city number 2, and luckily, cleverly, our ballistas are already working in tandem on city number 3, which is a good situation to be in. We could probably offensive tower that a little further. Advanced quarries, they're nice, but yeah, when you're desperate on a resource, in this case for us it would be iron, probably wouldn't be a bad thing. We're going to go ahead and drop an oil platform down. Do we have another oil somewhere? Do we? No, we just have the one for now. There's going to be a lot more to be had, effectively. We're going to go ahead and probably claim a lot of this territory pretty soon. Go ahead and go ham on mills and quarries and all that other good stuff. It's going to be glorious, I assure you. Getting a little froggy. Needed some more beverage in my throat. Turns out when you're narrating these things ex post, the tendency is to run on at length and keep talking in a way that you kind of don't as much as when you're playing it ad hoc, because I think there's more time for you to think and your brain just automatically turns your mouth, tells your mouth to shut the hell up. But this ends up being quite tiring. And it ends my throat to end up really dry, so that's why I keep taking sips of the official beverage of ex post Mama Earth and Earth collaborations on They Are Billions. That is an obscure official sponsorship. It didn't cost much. It didn't cost anything, actually, but hey, it's a beverage that makes me happy. And that's all that matters, isn't it? That's all that matters. So, in the interim, we'll still continue clearing this northwestern city. And really, this is more just an exercise in doing this carefully. We don't want to overcommit. And like I said, there will be many instances where the game, in a way, forces you to overcommit in the sense that you don't do anything wrong and suddenly just all hell comes against you from the side of the screen, and then you have to have a backup plan. Or you'll lose a lot of people, which you probably will have both, and you'll lose a lot of people anyway because life is like that. It's hard, man. It's hard. But the last Horde came at around 33, 34. Should be probably expecting the next one around 42, 43. Something like that. So we should start getting ready, which is why we're kind of using some of our extra stone to upgrade our walls and making sure we're all kind of locked down for that one. I mean, you can go ahead and do double stone upgrades for this next Horde, and it's not... Let me put it this way. It's not a bad thing to have if your military presence is a little lower. But for us here, with the military presence we have, it's kind of unnecessary to do double stone everywhere. Given especially because we're not flush on stone, honestly. We don't have that many drops of stone left. But we're going to grab this anyway. And since we're clearing cities, the odds that we're not going to have stone long term is okay. But right now, like the group that we have here, while seemingly small, is able to handle pretty much all these threats relatively easily. And this is basically 25 ladies, 6 veteran snipers in the background, and they're just picking off stuff as they rotate. And you can see how quickly snipers acquire targets in the veterans. It's like night and day. They're really, really good units when they're vets. So losing them is especially painful, as everyone who plays this game will eventually find out. But we're going to keep doing the same thing as we can, and go ahead and take as much space of this as possible, and build us some ballista towering. So this is good old-fashioned Orky Warcraft 3 offensive towering stuff, and it's the memory of the good time. We put a gate in there. Good lord. Good lord. Why do we put a gate in there? I haven't the slightest. We're going to be using ballistas to do this. Put in the goddamn walls. Thank you, old Urs. This is excellent. Now, if you please, put down a ballista. Excellent. My brain. Thank you. Yeah, that would be a good place. Okay, I nearly seized there for a second because that was colossally stupid. But that's okay. So now you see our first oil platform comes up. We get 12 oil per turn thanks to the warehouse, which is dope. So we can start using that for Titans had we the money and the research. But we don't. We should put down an engineering center, and we should probably research an engineering center. But first we put down a mill because we're at 0 power, and that sucks. The fat one. Where do we put this one? Yep, there we go. That's a good. That's tasty. Tasty. Unless you want a sawmill. And maybe, if you think really hard, if you believe that you'll be a real boy, you can put down the goddamn mill. Okay, thank you, very good. Good job, young one. Yes, my young Padawan. Alright, go ahead. Drop. Look, there's another spot for a mill. We can't put it in there. We're getting rid of the wall. You take that in, you put that mill there. We're going to fucking build another wall. It's going to be glorious. We need 60 more power. I mean, mill placement, like I said, is a lost art form. It's not lost so much as people wanted to forget it because it traumatized the shit out of them, but it's close to being lost, basically what we're saying. So, again, if you have the opportunity and you have a city of doom that close to you, just build ballistas right up to its ass and have them do work. The zombies will die. You will not even see the zombies. They'll just collapse and go, because it's pretty much the extent of their vocabulary. And that'll be that. But again, we're already clearing the second city up here with this nice little pack. Just something Mama Ursa and I have noticed. So, for example, this map, we're running it, like I said, on 100 days and medium population, which brings the difficulty up to 120% on this one. So there are maps out there where running it on those same settings will crank it up even higher, and one would think that would be just an effect of like the maps kind of quirks. Like certain maps, there's certain energy cost differentials. I don't want to give you too many spoilers, but there's some, you know, energy cost differentials. There are some other kind of interesting situations where it's hard to find a certain kind of resource that that really affect how you play. And that's what I thought the difficulty was. But it turns out that actually some of that difficulty is also inherent in the map structure of how they spawn enemies. And I'm not 100% certain about this because we haven't really played hours of this. Like, don't get me wrong, we played way too much of this at one time also. But whereas here, like, you really see mostly executives, and you get a little further closer to the city, they only kick out like some runners and executives. At later maps, like, you'll begin to get some evil shit coming out of the cities, like really, really evil shit, like regularly, like all the time. And by the way, targeting circles on ballistas lie all the time. They hate you. They're designed to make you suffer. Be warned. Be very, very careful about that. But no, the point I was trying to make here is that don't expect the enemy quality to be the same on every map, even if the settings are the same. The map itself isn't the challenge. They also crank up the kind of nasty undead you get. And here it looks like we're actually getting some attention, which didn't happen before, which is interesting. So I'm not sure. No, that's kind of clever. Why did it happen that way? I don't remember this. Oh, I think. Okay. Wow, I don't remember this at all. I think my hypothesis was wrong. I think when you kill a building with just ballista, I think it does kick out the zombies. They have nothing to run after. They just kind of sit there with their pants around their ankles going, like I said, low vocabulary. But until that happens, I think we might lose this mill. I don't remember what happens here. This is going to be interesting. The ballistas are doing work, though. I mean, legit. They're really doing it. If we go, quick, build another ballista. What? Just do it. Yeah, we kind of put it in a position where you actually can't build another one. Actually, we probably can get another one in there edgewise, shooting at a very shallow angle. The other thing you need to think about for ballista placement, I do want to mention this because this was non-intuitive for us also. You can't fire over. I mean, over canyons is kind of a no-brainer, but you also can't fire over trees, which look relatively low, which look lower than your walls, which you can fire over. So, you know, half a dozen to one. But yeah, so if you put a ballista right up next to that tree, you need to basically draw a straight line from the center of that ballista to where you want it to fire. And if it hits a tree, you're not going to be able to fire in that position. And it's extremely sensitive, that particular calculation. So be warned, that gets really, really fuzzy really, really quickly. So be careful about doing that. We put it there out of desperation because we're like, the straight line is basically right there. We need to fire anyway, and we just need another layer of ballista. But the Horde is also coming from the south, which is, you know, convenient. So we need to kind of run ourselves back. We desperately need stone. We got another 20 iron, which I should have left on the ground. Should have looped around the other side and gotten the stone. We're being somewhat inefficient with our pickups there, and that's not good. On this map, it probably won't cost us too much because though it looks sparse, like the amount of iron and stuff down here is actually pretty good. In other situations, let's say, it can get a little more difficult to acquire good sources of iron. So really, really watch your pickups, especially when you take the time to clear a city. If you take the time, just don't waste it, honestly, as we open the wall to let the soldier down. And again, we want to go ahead and clearly stir the hornet's nest just a little more. Yeah, that's smarter. That's good. That's good. Yeah, put that gate down. No, don't double it up. You won't be able to move. There you go. Yep. Soldier's going to go ahead and get some shots down because clearly we didn't draw enough attention before with a ballista. Soldier's like, yeah, let's just actually shoot stuff to have the city get pissed at us. It'll be good times. But like I said, we have a pretty large military force for Horde number 4, which is, again, day 42, 43. So we're at day 42, 20 hours. In 4 hours, day 43 on Nosy, the Horde will start coming from the edge of the map, and we'll see where it's going to come to. And again, I wish I could easily select stone walls here. I mean, wood walls to upgrade into stone. Can't really do that easily, but we do it piece by piece, piece by piece. Good lord. Good lord, my English is decaying at a rapid rate. I'm going to have some more beverage. Delightful. Alrighty. So as we move our main military force to handle the Horde here, we are still working on that city. And I mean, like I said, it is pretty nice. Day 42, we've killed one. We've killed half the northern one. We've killed half the southern one. So we're making really good progress against these cities. I'm very pleased about it, honestly. It's quite bracing. Problem is we can't build a wall there because there's constantly enemies running at us. So we definitely need to reinforce that at some point. That's going to get messy, friends. We need to do that before the Horde comes because it'll likely draw some attention from the city as well, which we always are concerned about when we have situations of a city still standing in the direction the Horde comes from. There we go. We got the wall back, which is great. Should try to drop a repair down if possible. But the Horde is coming from that direction in the south, which is interesting. It's not the most fortified position that we have, so it kind of makes sense that they're going to go for a position with a lot less ballista available. But I mean, we know they're going to swing there. We have pretty chunky military forces to have this dealt with effectively. We have a lot of money right now. Probably drop a little more on research probably would be wise. There's a thing that soldier needs to deal with. Thank you. Now that wall is more or less up, we can have a backup ballista behind it. And there you go. As you can see, that's going to do the trick. And we're going to pretty much knock the city down with just ballistas, which is glorious. It's always nice to give the zombies a nice big FU, nice pile of FU as they come around. Because they do try to do that to you all the time. And it's nice to give them back sometimes. Well, I thought it'd be joink. Yeah, we do have a free executor, by the way, which is, I guess, a weird thing to randomly put down at Horde 4. But, I mean, if you're screwed and you have a free executor, put down the executor. But I don't think we're going to get to that position at all. What we're concerned about here is that it's a relatively long front, and we have but one ballista guarding it, which is not what I would call an ideal position. Obviously, we're going to expand further south, so that's not going to be a long-term solution. But right now, the Horde is coming, and we have but one ballista, and that's not great. And what we don't want to do is eat up too much more housing on this, but we could do is exactly that. Put a ballista in front and wall it off. We have the Tesla range, and that's pretty much what we want to see. Get that Tesla range down, lock this up. Better faith that man, just join the wall. Join the wall, homie. It's all good. Apparently we can't get a double wall there because rules are weird. No 3 rows. Like, I don't... What is this? I don't even sometimes. Like, it's just so bizarre that this is how the walls need to be made. But that's how the walls need to be made. So you know what? I'm not going to question the game designer's decisions. I'm just going to learn the systems and work with them, yeah? But I love this fact, man. I love this fact that these ballista are just going to town on the zombie. It's just so good. And that one can go ahead and focus on the city, while the other one is going to go focus on stuff that comes out of the city. So that place is being dealt with by purely automated, you know, calculating machine means. And that's just... That warms the cockles in my heart. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, boy. All good. But yeah, like I said, the top half is done on that one. And now we know we have one to the south. That city, and one to the that makes 4, right? 2 in the top, 2 in the south, and we suspect there's another one to the west, southwest. So getting ugly, folks, getting ugly. But like I said, they will be good resource drops in the long run, so we can't complain about it too much. Doodle-doot. See, that's a placement that I probably wouldn't do personally. I think that might be a Mama Earth suggestion, just in case they do swing that way. And like I said, it's not the worst thing in the world to do stuff like that. I mean, it is cognizant of the risks that may occur. I highly doubt that buttressing the north is necessary. I totally disagree with that. I think we'll be all right. We're covering all the walls adequately. It's not necessary, at this stage at least. But the south is a little light on defenses, so we're going to go ahead and make the best of it. But like I said, it is pretty far from our housing. Our housing is kind of in the north and to the east, so we're not too worried about them breaking through there. And if they come anywhere near it, we can go ahead and watch the ballistas drop them. And like I said, our rangers, 25 of them as they are pretty good QRF to deal with whatever we need. And why aren't we doing an advanced quarry already? That seems like a terrible idea. But I guess we're just light on stone. I mean, we're going to get a lot more quarries. I would probably say that probably not the right choice to do that early. I don't think we're that starved on stone, but I guess we are a little tight. We can't really get those stone houses consistently. I suppose it's not too bad, but I would probably look at expanding over dropping advanced quarries down. I don't think that's really, really valuable. But, you know, whatever. It's not like a total make or break decision. It's fine. It could go either way. We decided to do it that way, and that's okay. But don't do too much of that. You don't want to put too many of those early, because even though it looks like it's necessary for the resource and you can actually afford to buy them, usually the energy maintenance and especially the gold maintenance of this is very, very, very expensive. So like advanced farms take a lot of power and a lot of gold. Advanced mills kind of do the same. So just be really careful. Not advanced mills, advanced quarries. Never build advanced mills. They suck. They're hellishly expensive for what they give you. And they're really not worth it unless you're completely starved on space, which you practically should never be that much unless you have like an islands map I've never seen before. You never really starve that much on space. Usually you're starved on like minerals, you're starved on food because there's no good farmland, or, you know, pick your poison effectively. But this is going to be dealt with very easily with our Lady Horde and our sniper backup team. The backup dancers known as snipers. Yeah, this is basically... It's not even getting to the walls at this point. They're nibbling on the walls a little bit. They're basically splattering their blood upon it and making it messy, which is why the walls are vibrating, going, ew, I just washed this wall. If that makes any sense whatsoever. It probably doesn't, but that's okay. So yeah, it's one of those easy to deal with hordes, no problem. Things are rolling. Right now we're just checking where we want to expand next, because that's really the next goal. We haven't really gained too much real estate lately because we've been busy knocking down cities, which is, you know, good. It gives us resources, but we need room in which to spend the said resources. So that's what we're looking at next. Where are we going to build the second city? Where are we going to build our giant quarry piles? Where are we going to do all this important stuff that we need to do to really power through and get our economy thrumming for late game? So we're kind of trying to decide whether the second city is going to be northeast or northwest, so we can try to start locking down that land. Obviously, the simple choice would be go to the northeast because that's already clear. But if there's more room in the northwest, that wouldn't be a bad decision either. So, you know, it's really that kind of thing at this point. We've gotten so far and gotten so tight on it that, you know, things are going pretty good. And I love it, baby. Yes, yes. We're gonna repair. What's still getting gnawed on? We get spit on briefly. I think I saw a minor repair on that ballista take hold. What are we doing with this? What's that? It's a tent. Oh, wait, we're going to extend our city a little more to get a little more income. We are sitting just above 1,000. We should probably hum it along a little harder than that. So we're going to go ahead and get a little bit of juice into our eco. So, hey, there you go. Fourth horde down, 1.5, so more or less the equivalent of 2 cities down. One of those halves through ballista support only, so it's a neat trick to use if you can. Kind of a good way to go if you have the supplies and the patience necessary to kind of tower up to the City of Doom and let the ballistas go ham for fun and profit. So until next time, I've been Urs for me and Mama Urs. Thanks so much for watching this stuff. It's been a lot of fun playing it. Hopefully you're having fun watching it and how we take on these maps, and we'll see you next time as we continue to try more challenges in this here game. Till then.